There's a private world inside a Cancer that most people never enter. Not because Cancer is hiding, but because the door only opens to what feels safe. On the outside, you might see softness, humor, loyalty, a calm face that says, "I'm fine." But underneath that surface is an entire ocean of memory, intuition, and unspoken prayers. Cancer doesn't just feel emotions. Cancer lives inside them, learns their language, and builds a home out of what other people avoid. And when you carry that much feeling, you learn early that not everyone deserves access. So you become careful. Not cold. Careful. You become the kind of person who can nurture a room without saying a word. The kind of soul who can detect a change in someone's energy before they even know they've changed. If you've ever felt too sensitive or too deep, understand this. Sensitivity is not weakness, it's perception. It's spiritual intelligence wearing a human heart. If these words feel like they're describing your inner life, subscribe to Signs and Secrets and stay close, because we speak to the parts of you that you've had to keep quiet for too long. Now, let's go deeper into the hidden corners most people never notice. These aren't the obvious traits people list in shallow descriptions. These are the quiet truths, the ones that explain why you love the way you love, why you protect the way you protect, and why you sometimes disappear even when your heart is still there. Secret 1. Cancer remembers what others forget. Not just facts, tone, timing, the look in someone's eyes when they said, "I promise." Your memory is emotional, and it stores the truth like a sacred archive. That's why you can forgive, but you rarely unknow. A Cancer can move forward, but the past still whispers lessons in the background. Secret 2. Your kindness is strategic, not naive. People assume you're gentle because you don't see danger coming. The truth is, you see it early. You just choose grace first. You give someone a chance because your heart believes in healing. But when you finally stop offering chances, it's not impulsive, it's overdue. Secret 3. You can feel betrayal before it happens. It starts as a subtle shift. Less warmth, a slightly delayed reply, a softness that turns mechanical. Your intuition doesn't scream, it hums. And when you ignore that hum to keep the peace, you pay for it with sleepless nights and quiet anxiety you pretend you don't have. Secret 4. You don't attach to people, you attach to meaning. That's why you can't do casual when your soul is awake. You fall in love with the way someone makes you feel safe, the way they look at your tenderness without making fun of it, the way their presence feels like permission to breathe. For Cancer, love isn't entertainment, it's sanctuary. Secret 5. You're not moody, you're absorbing. Your moods often belong to the room you're in. You can walk into a space and feel the tension that's been building for hours. You can sit beside someone and sense the grief they're swallowing. Sometimes your tears are yours, and sometimes they're simply the universe moving through you. Secret 6. You test people, but not to manipulate, to measure safety. You might pull back slightly, go quiet, watch what they do when you aren't performing warmth. Do they come closer? Do they stay consistent? Or do they punish you for having needs? You're not playing games. You're gathering proof. Secret 7. Your shell is sacred. When you retreat, it isn't a tantrum. It's self-preservation. It's your nervous system asking for a softer world. It's your spirit saying, "I need a moment to come back to myself." And the people who truly love you won't chase you with pressure. They'll meet you with patience. Secret 8. You have a powerful instinct to protect the underdog. Even when you're exhausted, even when you've been overlooked, you still feel drawn to offer comfort. You don't just empathize, you adopt. You carry other people's pain like a parent carries a sleeping child, and sometimes you forget that you're allowed to put it down. Secret 9. You can sense someone's childhood wounds, not through psychology terms, but through energy. You notice the flinch behind someone's smile, the way they over-explain, the way they act strong, because weakness wasn't allowed. And because you understand what it's like to feel too much, you become gentle in places where others are harsh. Secret 10. You crave intimacy, but you fear being misunderstood. That's the paradox that shapes your life. You want to be held, truly held, not just physically, but emotionally. Yet you've learned that opening your heart can invite judgment. So you hold back parts of yourself, waiting for someone who won't make your softness feel like a problem. Secret 11. Cancer love is loyal, but it's not blind. You can stay longer than you should. Yes, because hope is one of your hidden superpowers. But once you see someone clearly, you don't unsee them. And when you finally detach, it can look sudden to outsiders. But to you, it's the last page of a book you've been rereading for months. Somewhere in this message, if your heart is nodding quietly, take a second and like this video. It helps Signs and Secrets reach the people who need these words when they're alone at night, pretending they're okay. Support Signs and Secrets. Become a channel member for exclusive videos and early access. Secret 12. You don't need constant attention. You need consistent energy. Big romantic gestures don't impress you if the small daily respect is missing. You're not asking for perfection. You're asking for emotional honesty, reliability, and a love that doesn't disappear when life gets inconvenient. Secret 13. Your silence is often mercy. When you go quiet, it's not because you have nothing to say. It's because you have too much to say, and you're choosing not to destroy someone with the truth. Cancer can be devastating with words when pushed, so you often hold them back, even when you're hurting. Secret 14. You can feel when someone is using you, not always immediately, but eventually. The pattern reveals itself. They come when they need comfort, disappear when you need support, and return with just enough sweetness to keep you invested. And the painful part is, you'll still try to understand them, until your self-respect finally becomes louder than your empathy. Secret 15. You are extremely strong, but you don't show it the way the world expects. Your strength is quiet. It's getting up after emotional storms. It's loving again after disappointment. It's holding your own heart when no one else knows you're breaking. You are proof that softness can survive in a hard world without becoming hard. Secret 16. You can sense fate in the smallest moments. A certain song at the right time. A repeating number when you're questioning your path. A stranger's sentence that lands like a sign. Cancer is tuned to the invisible. You don't need loud miracles. You recognize the whisper of guidance. Secret 17. Home is your spiritual language. It might be a literal home, a relationship, a routine, a familiar cafe, a late-night playlist. You need a place where your nervous system can unclench. Without a sense of home, you start to feel unanchored, and that's when you overthink, overgive, and lose yourself trying to find stability in people who can't offer it. Secret 18. You grieve endings longer than you admit. Even when you're the one who walks away, you still mourn what could have been. You mourn the version of someone you believed in. You mourn the future you quietly planned in your heart. And because you don't always show your grief, people underestimate how deeply you loved. Secret 19. You are magnetized to emotional honesty. You can't pretend for long. You might try to keep the peace, smile, be easy, but your soul eventually demands truth. That's why you're drawn to conversations that heal, to relationships that evolve, to people who aren't afraid of depth. Here's something personal. Comment your date of birth and your zodiac sign and tell us if you've felt these Cancer truths in your life. Not for validation, but for connection, because sometimes the most healing thing is realizing you're not the only one who carries the ocean. Secret 20. Your intuition is often stronger than your logic, but because you've been told to prove what you feel, you sometimes doubt yourself. You replay conversations, look for evidence, try to talk yourself out of what your spirit already knows. The lesson for Cancer is simple, but not easy. Trust what you sense before it becomes a disaster you have to recover from. Secret 21. The real secret is that Cancer is built for transformation. You are not here to stay the same. You are here to shed old skins, to outgrow old fears, to release the roles you played to survive. The world thinks you're just a caretaker, but you're also a rebirth sign. You are the moment the heart learns its own power. You are the tide turning. You are the reminder that vulnerability is not a wound. It's a doorway. And if you've been feeling like something inside you is changing lately, like you're less willing to tolerate emotional games, less willing to abandon yourself for love, less willing to shrink your needs, honor that. That's not you becoming cold. That's you becoming clear. That's you choosing a life where your tenderness is protected, not exploited. You don't have to harden to be safe. You just have to become honest with yourself about what you deserve. You deserve love that doesn't confuse you. You deserve friends who don't drain you. You deserve a partner who doesn't make you beg for basic care. You deserve a life that feels like a warm light in your chest, not a constant storm you're forced to survive. So take a breath. Let your heart unclench. Let your spirit remember, you were never too much. You were just surrounded by people who didn't know how to hold depth without running from it. If this message landed in your chest, like this video before you go, and subscribe to Signs and Secrets for more readings that speak to your real inner life, not the surface version people assume. And one more thing, Cancer. Don't apologize for needing emotional safety. Don't apologize for wanting real love. Don't apologize for being a soul that feels. The right people won't ask you to be less. They'll meet you where you are, and they'll be grateful you exist. If you want to hear everything the universe has to say to you, watch these other videos on our channel.